3 months, 12 countries, 7,500 miles, and hear exactly what it cost us to drive our motorhome all the way through Scandinavia and Eastern Europe.
Hi, I'm Nikki and I'm at home back in the UK. And this Muppet next to me is Paul.
And after 3 months on the road, visiting 12 countries, she's finally got round to adding all the numbers up and telling us exactly how much cost us travelling all the way across Europe, across Scandinavia and across the Baltics in our motorhome.
Yeah, and it was quite surprising what we spent. In fact, initially it was horrifyingly surprising.
Any single dudes out there, don't marry a bookkeeper. It's not worth it. So, let's dive right in. Look at me, dive right in. I'm like a creator.
Oh yeah, wow.
Starting, fuel. The biggest expense out of the lot, I would imagine. I don't know these figures, by the way. I've not been told them yet. You're hearing them as I hear them. Let's crack on.
Okay, so we travelled just under 7,500 miles. We achieved an average MPG of 23.5. And our total fuel cost, which was also including AdBlue, which does add more than you think to the total, came in at £2,200.
That's pretty good, really.
Well, it kind of is when you look at how many miles we did. Like I say, these figures are quite scary when you look at them, but then when you break them down, they don't seem as bad.
Okay, so what was our cheapest country that we done?
I think Poland was definitely the cheapest for fuel.
Poland was the cheapest for fuel. In one garage, I think we paid €1.13.
£1.13, I think, yeah.
£1.13. Wow.
Well, no, £1.13.
Oh, £1.13 equivalent. So whatever that is in euros, 120 odd. So incredibly cheap.
Yeah, definitely.
Most expensive we paid was, I believe, a sort of service station type place where you made me fill up twice, only enough to get us going, which was in Finland.
Yes, we did find some expensive fuel in Finland. We also found some quite expensive fuel in Denmark.
Yeah, so Denmark, Finland, both quite pricey. Biggest price of AdBlue was in Finland. Done a video back, God, seems ages ago now. €3.65 a litre for AdBlue.
Yeah,
Shocking, absolutely disgusting. So that was the fuel, really. We got an MPG, as we said, 23.5. We can do a bit better, but it's amazing how quickly you can knock that MPG down when you're driving from, because remember, we're talking the whole trip, yeah?
Yes, yeah.
We're moving on from here in Cheshire and we're moving down that motorway. When we go down that motorway, I've got no interest other than getting to Dover, getting to Calais, and then when we got to the other side, there was no interest except to just get through France, Belgium, Holland, Germany as quick as we can until we reach somewhere where we haven't been before. Therefore, if I drove at 50-55, we would have been probably a bit better off.
Yeah, but overall it wouldn't have made a huge difference.
Norway, lots of hills.
Yeah.
That eats into the MPG, as you know. So that fuel price does include AdBlue, and we've got some pretty expensive AdBlue in there too. Some pretty cheap AdBlue, Poland, Estonia, 80 odd p.
Yeah.
That was really good. So overall, that's what it's cost us on fuel.
Yeah.
For all that journey.
Yeah.
Pretty reasonable.
Fairly reasonable, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I think we worked on an average cost of about £1.40 per litre.
Let's move on to number 2. Campsites.
Yes, campsites.
How many nights in total were we away?
We were away for a total of 93 nights.
Oh, beautiful. 93 nights.
93 glorious nights away.
And how many of those nights did we pay diddly squat for sleeping in someone's garden who didn't charge us?
We did 18 nights that were totally free.
Totally free. And how much did we spend altogether for 3 months or 92 nights, 93 nights?
3 nights.
How much did we spend altogether for 93 nights away in the motorhome?
We spent around about £1,900.
Okay, £1,900. So how much on average was that per night per campsite we stayed at?
So on the paying sites, that came to an average of £25 per night.
Not bad.
No, not bad at all compared to UK prices.
Yeah. And then how much did we, or what was the average then for the 90, if you bring into the 18, what did we spend per night?
That brings the average cost down to £20 per night.
£20 per night, 3 months, 140 quid a week, £560 a month, 5,600, 5,600 plus another 1,020 quid, 6,600
What are you talking about?
per year.
Okay. Let's let people in on your brain, shall we?
I'm going for a year, that's all, next time. I think in fairness to say, it is fair to say that when we go away, it sounds brash, I think is probably the wrong word, but we have a figure in mind for what we'll spend per night on a campsite. So we try and account for it being £35 per night. That way, anything we don't spend under that, we can save and put it in the old...
Use it for something else account.
Use it for something else account. But it's just to make sure that if we ever feel unsafe, if we ever feel somewhere where we don't feel like we belong, most of the world for us too.
Speak for yourself, sunshine.
What we tend to do is make sure that we've covered enough money to pay. That's always been our thing. So clearly, this episode has taught us that £35 a night is very, very generous.
Yeah, when you're away abroad.
Yeah, when we're away abroad, 35 is quite generous because we're not novices. We've done a lot of camping in airs and wild camping and Stellplatzes and whatever you're calling them for whatever country you're in. So I think that's worked out much better than what we thought. I think also certainly in Norway. I can't speak for Finland. I know lots of Finnish people have commented on one of my videos saying, oh well, you never went here or you didn't see that and that was much better. But certainly in Norway, certainly in southern Norway, opportunities to wild camp are plentiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely plentiful. Now remember we were in there quite a busy time, but not the busiest time. And there were some areas like Lofoten Islands which were more difficult.
Yes, the tourist hotspots, there were a lot of no camping signs.
Yeah, but generally speaking, wild camping was quite free and easy. So you could even half that down again. When we go back, we will spend far more time wild camping because we will spend far more nights in one spot. We might do a couple of nights, 2 or 3 nights in one of the beautiful spots we found. There was no need to move on as often as we did. It's not a regret because we had a journey.
Yes, we had a timetable.
Yeah, we had a journey to complete. But that's how we worked out. But yeah, Norway we could do certainly more wild camping.
Do more wild camping in Norway.
You probably can in Poland. We've done a couple of nights in Poland, free. We just were a little unfamiliar, so we just liked to stay somewhere. But a lot of campsites were closed when we were in that area.
I think Eastern Europe, there's lots and lots of information on the internet about wild camping in Norway and about airs and so on in Germany and France, but there's less information about whether you can or should wild camp in Eastern Europe.
So I think overall, quite happy with what our costs were for accommodation. And we stayed at some lovely sites. The most expensive site we stayed at was about €40.
Yes, I think that was Trondheim, I think.
Trondheim, Tromsø.
Were both
Trondheim, Tromsø and Stavanger. 3 sites that we stayed on there, which were quite expensive, around about the €40 mark. They were worth it, mind. They were very, very nice sites.
Yeah.
But, so that's it. That's the camping piece.
Yeah. But sometimes you need a site, you want the location, so it's worth paying that little extra to be where you want to be.
Absolutely. So let's move on to ferries and tolls. Now, just to break it down and put it out there, Norway, it's a lot of ferries because it has a lot of water.
Yes, and we chose to do some of the west coast route where you are getting on and off a lot of little ferries. We didn't have to do as many ferries as we did. We chose to do the ferries.
We love ferries.
They were quite fun to do.
They were, in fact. If you're going up that way and you do the ferries, the roll on, roll off ferries, but so well organised. It's just incredible. And so cheap. So let's dive right in. Now, what was the total cost of ferries?
So the total we spent on ferries was £1,100-ish.
£1,100. Now that sounds really, really, wow. But let's put that into perspective. Yeah? How much was our ferry from here to Calais?
300.
300. Both ways? Or
that was for both ways.
For both ways. So there's £300 of that gone straight away. So it doesn't matter where you're going on the continent, you got that 300 quid. And then, of course, we went from Denmark on that video way back, which is worth watching to see how rough that ferry crossing was.
It was a very bouncy boat.
Yeah, we went from Herschels
to Kristiansand,
which is quite a long way, twice the distance of Dover Calais.
Mm-hmm.
And how much was that one?
That was £287.
One way. 287 one way.
Yeah, that was quite an expensive ferry.
In my head, coming up soon, we've got a new dream, which is like Iceland in the motorhome. So that ferry's going to cost a little bit more than that and a little bit longer, but that's for another day. It's 287 for the ferry from Herschels into Norway. So then that's £587 done.
Yeah.
So the rest was really on the little roll-on-roll ferries.
There was another expensive ferry going from Helsinki to Tallinn.
Of course, you've got to get out of Scandinavia as well as into it. So we went from Helsinki to Tallinn, and how much was that ferry?
That was approximately £150.
And that's a long ferry. It's more like a cruise ship, to be fair.
It was really nice. It was a really nice ferry.
Yeah. So that was more like a cruise ship. 150 quid for a crossing that's twice the length of Dover Calais, and a fraction of the price. So that left the rest.
The rest is the roll-on, roll-off ferries all around Norway.
Yeah.
And a couple in Estonia.
Yeah, which were onto the little islands and stuff. So I don't really think that some of those ferries and the way the network system, very heavily funded by Norwegians, I might add, but very reasonably priced too. And that's really the cost of the ferries.
Yeah.
But we did add a little bit more into that expense because there was two things. There was hot dogs on every ferry.
Yes, I had to hold him off for most of them, but he managed to sneak a couple in.
And then, of course, toll roads. There are toll roads where we've been, some of which we've only just learnt about. So you can drop them into the comments, and if you are from Poland, check the number plate, drop it in the post, we'll pay it when it gets here.
Apologies.
Okay. Because in Norway, we knew that there were toll roads.
Yeah.
And we knew that you paid for toll roads as you go through the cameras.
Yeah. But surprisingly with Norway, we'd always heard that Norway's really expensive and the tolls were expensive. But a lot of the Norwegian roads that we travelled on weren't actually toll roads. So although they were the main roads through the country, they weren't actually toll sections.
No. So, not as much as what we thought on the Norwegian tolls. But when you go to Poland, I didn't know this until someone mentioned it on a forum who's actually Polish and owns a vehicle over 3.5 tons. There's two ways of ferries in Poland. My understanding, like I say, if you know it's different, pop it in the comments to help not just us but to help others, because that's what it's about. So over 3.5 tons in Poland, you pay tolls on the trunk road via an app that you get on your phone.
Using GPS tracking.
You've also got tolls in Poland that you drive through pretty much like the same way as the Birmingham toll road,
The lovely M6 toll road.
which costs quite a lot of money and is in those figures, but we'll gloss over that
That's
one.
a fifth of our toll budget.
Okay, but in Poland, so you've got your toll booths that you drive through just like you would normally in most countries, and then of course you've got this GPS tracking system that you're meant to register on in Poland if you're over 3.5 tonnes. I didn't know. I'm sorry, Poland. Apologise.
Yeah, we think it's a relatively new thing. Maybe it's not, but our research didn't cover
And
that.
it's on trunk roads. It's on like major trunk roads.
Yeah, the dual carriageways and the motorways. So our total cost on tolls
Yeah.
was just under £100,
Yeah. Okay.
and nearly £20 of that was in the UK.
For about 16 miles. We're still diving in, and we're diving into the one that most of you want to know. So, alcohol and food and drink.
Food and drink,
Food and
yes.
drink is what the category is. So, food and drink. What do we spend on food and drink?
So on food, grocery shopping,
Yeah.
we spent around about £1,000 for
Okay.
the 3 months.
Yeah.
There was some alcohol in there that was bought in the supermarkets, but mostly that was food.
Yeah.
I also have a separate category for the alcohol we bought
We'll just
from the
come back-
specialist shops.
Yeah, we'll come back to that in a second and talk about specialist shops. But just doing the food. Something very, very apparent about Scandinavia, certainly Scandinavia. And I'm telling you now, I always resisted this in the UK. I've sort of not been a fan of it. But sugar tax. We lost weight in Norway. People said to me, Paul, you've gone way too skinny. We were losing weight, weren't we?
You were.
Because a Mars bar or a bit of chocolate or a cake, it's so expensive, and I just couldn't bring myself to pay it. Not because we couldn't afford it, but it was just like, I don't know, £3.30 for a Mars bar.
It just put you off buying it.
And I'm like, no, I'm not paying that. I refuse to pay it. So good on the Norwegians and Finnish. I think it's, and I don't know about Denmark, we weren't there long enough, but definitely a good idea. Price it out the market, make it what it should be, a treat.
Yeah.
Not part of your staple diet. But I'm not here to lecture anyone, especially on food. I'm a really fussy eater.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah, that's very fair.
Yeah, I'm a really fussy eater. Therefore, we cooked most of the stuff in.
Yeah.
We cooked so much stuff when we come home and found stunk of curry.
Yeah, we've only just got the smell out of it now.
But yeah, we cooked stuff. So as a treat, we had a pizza. We had a lot of chicken. Was a staple part of our diet whilst away.
Yeah.
What other things would you think we had?
I had quite a lot of prawns with salad.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
We didn't do much of the Norwegian fish.
No, we didn't really.
No.
Because you don't like fish.
I do eat fish.
We did have fish and chips out a couple of times.
Yeah, but does that include the eating
No,
out?
no,
We'll come back to that
this is just
section
food
then.
and
So this
drink.
is just food and drink, okay? This is just food and drink. So I don't think overall it was that expensive.
No, Norway was more expensive on food. And my bugbear was always chicken was so expensive because we ate a lot of chicken. But other things were not overly more expensive than the UK.
No, I don't think so. And then when we came round, dropped through Finland, back into Estonia and Eastern Europe, it was quite reasonable. Very different shops. You know, not a lot of British products.
No, to be fair, Norway we could get more, not British products, but more food types that we recognise and we would eat on a regular basis, like pizza bases, that sort of thing. But as we came into Eastern Europe, although the prices were cheaper, there were less of the things that we would want to be buying.
Yeah, absolutely. But overall, I don't think it's, what's that, £333 a month in total. I don't think that's too bad. Quite happy with that. So the other part was the drink. Now, just remember, viewers, you're looking at an athlete here, right? Okay.
But the budget was not all mine.
So how much was the drink bill?
We paid £580
£580 for 3 months
on alcohol.
on alcohol. All right, okay. Don't judge us.
It wasn't Spanish prices.
It wasn't Spanish prices, it was Norwegian prices and Finnish prices, which were expensive. Now, generally speaking, we like a glass of wine.
We do.
Wine wasn't that much of a problem, I don't. I mean, it was more expensive.
It was expensive.
Yeah. But it wasn't like significantly more expensive. It was.
It was a fair bit more expensive, and we drank a lot more wine because we couldn't afford the spirits.
And occasionally we treated ourselves to a bottle of vodka.
Yeah.
Because that would be like a weekend treat or something that we might have.
No, it wasn't just one weekend. That lasted for at least 2 weeks.
So we had some spirits. Now, spirits are extortionate.
Yeah, very expensive.
In both Norway and Finland, you are charged by the vodka, the amount of alcohol content within the actual drink you're drinking.
Yeah.
So the more alcohol content, the more pricey it is. And boy, is it pricey. So that's it. That's how much we spent on food and drink for 3 months being away. Grand total, what's the total added together? 1,400?
1,500.
1,500 quid. £500 a month. Again, we can't live at home for £500 a month. Of course, the difference is if you haven't got a motorhome. I know there's lots of people watch our channel that dream of having one or want one, get one in the future. Eating out. Normally, when you're away, you're in the motorhome, so you can take your own food with you.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of having a motorhome. But we did eat out over 3 months because we like to treat ourselves now and then.
And I think also in the first couple of weeks, we kind of still had holiday mode in our heads.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our total amount of money for eating out was what?
£800.
£800 in 3 months. Okay, so that's what, 280, 270 for eating out a month. 260 quid a month for eating out. That's probably a meal a week, isn't it?
Yeah, probably about that.
Yeah.
And it was sort of eating out. That includes eating out, takeaways, coffees, anything like that. So it wasn't just purely.
I just want to add this here, and I'll add it at the end as well. This is us. You might do it cheaper, so don't drop in the comments that you wasted money or you threw money away. It was a 3-month adventure. We knew exactly how much money we had to go on our 3-month adventure. We also knew that we wouldn't want to eat out every night. It's not a holiday, because part of the experiment was to see whether we could live in a van, what it would cost us to live in a van, so that in the future we can live in our van and we can travel in our van for long periods of time. And how much would that cost to do it in that long period of time, isn't it?
Yeah, these figures give us a really good indication of where we would want to be.
So every figure that we have given you is about us, but it's also about us learning. For example, we wouldn't eat out as much as we've eaten out on this trip.
No,
I don't think
so, no.
But because the first few weeks felt like a holiday, they really did feel like a holiday. We had a curry in we went out for a curry in Canterbury.
Yeah.
You know, before it even stopped, we got on the go. So we spent a lot of time eating out in those first few weeks.
Yeah, we did.
Giving Nikki a break, because obviously Nikki does all the cooking. I'm just a driver. So it was about making sure that we were being fair to each other.
Yeah.
As the trip went on, we ate out less and less and less.
But there were less opportunities to eat out as the trip went on. I think the first part of the trip we were sort of travelling through major towns and cities, so there were plenty of eating out opportunities. But as we got more remote into Norway, we had to be more self-sufficient and prepare our own food. And again, the reason we lost weight is because when we went out and ate out, we didn't eat rubbish. No. We ate meals that were far more nutritious and far more healthy. We didn't go for the Indian, the Chinese or anything like that a non-athlete person might go for. Although we did go for a pizza with peanuts. We did have a pizza with peanuts. Okay. So overall, that's what I think
taught us. What we learned from this experience about eating out is that we wouldn't eat out as much as we did. We wouldn't be able to afford to eat out as much as we did when we have no income or very little income. So, but it was a lesson learned. Yeah. You will not spend as much as what we did if you don't want to. You might want to spend twice what we did because you might want to eat out every night because you can afford to. Only giving you our figures. So moving on, maintenance and sundries. Interesting costs, these. In total, what was the cost?
Around about £700.
Around about £700, okay. Maintenance, well, £90 of that went straight away on a set of draw runners.
Yeah. Which
we had to buy and get delivered to home. I've just bit a little short coming up about that. N&B fit. We tried to locate some elsewhere, but it was...
You ordered the wrong size.
I ordered the wrong size, so eventually we just went to N&B and said, look, just get us a set of these.
And then we know they're the right ones, we know they fit.
And of course, by the time that goes through our local Trouble World dealer, that cost expired. They put their mark up. Of course, they're a business, they have to. So it came out at £90 for 2 draw runners. Ouch. But very good draw runners.
Oh yes, very good.
So that's £90 of that. The other, which was quite, and as I said earlier, I've just learnt these figures, but this one really, really shocked me. I love a clean van.
You need a clean van.
Yeah, you can't drive through the sun and low sun and all of that when you've been driving through mud the day before.
Yeah.
So
we did do some really mucky roads.
Yeah. So van washing.
Yeah.
It's 50 quid.
Yeah. That's not bad over 3 months.
And this video is about what we learn. And I think definitely what I learned is I put my little jet wash in the garage, pull it out and just give it a wash.
But where?
What?
Most campsites don't allow you to use.
No, on the road. I could just put it in a bucket, put the hose in the bucket and wash it. I think that would be. I did have it ceramic coated before we went. I've done, some videos on there, and that was worth its weight in gold because literally on some occasions we just had to jet wash it.
Yeah, we did.
Didn't need brushes and stuff.
No, on fresh dirt.
Yeah, off it went. So that was good. What else is in those sundries?
Laundry costs.
Laundry, yeah. Because again, not only do I like a clean van, I like clean clothes.
And clean underwear.
And clean underwear, which Nikki nearly ran out of. So that was quite expensive.
Yeah.
Laundry.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Maybe
50 quid?
50, 60 pounds maybe.
Yeah.
We did do a fair few washes in a fair few places.
Yeah, so reasonable amount on laundry.
Yeah.
Anything else? Nothing really. I think that's about it.
I mean, miscellaneous costs, we've got £40 in there for a taxi in Bergen when my bike got a puncture and I couldn't get back to the campsite.
£100 for LPG.
No, that's not in there. That's a separate cost.
That's a separate cost?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we spent £100 on LPG, just to add that in there.
Yeah.
Anything else?
It's just bits and bobs really in the miscellaneous costs, things, taxis and laundry and just things really, just things.
You know the sort of things, you'll have your own things.
Yes.
And that's basically...
Although it didn't include souvenir shopping, that's a separate category.
Sat shopping, okay, right. So that's it, souvenirs, that's it. So that's it. That's your additional expenses.
Yeah, and obviously everybody's additional expenses will be different because you'll have different circumstances and different needs and requirements. So
just missed one out on the Sundries, which was staying connected.
Yeah, gotta get myself connected.
Yeah, Starlink. We took the Starlink with us and we went for the unlimited cost of roaming. It sounds a lot at £94. We didn't actually have to have it all because we did that's per month, because The data in Norway is just amazing. It's just incredible.
5G was incredible.
But we had a couple of occasions where we did have to buy a Starlink up, and you know, it cost what it cost. But we were working whilst we were travelling.
We were, yeah.
And we were doing an awful lot of work whilst we were travelling.
We did indeed.
So we couldn't be without it, and therefore it cost what it costs.
Yeah, it was a cost that needed to be paid.
Yeah, so it did need to be paid. I don't think we used it for 3 months because Starlink is a really, really good unit to have because you can pause it.
Yeah, you can pause the subscription and stop and start it as required.
Yeah, but yeah.
And also, in with those miscellaneous costs, we've got travel insurance. Now, obviously, everybody's costs are going to be different because they look at medical history and all that sort of thing. So,
athlete, cheap as chips.
Yeah, okay. So we had to have travel insurance in there as well.
Yeah, okay.
And the next up is activities and experiences.
Experiences. Yeah, we had a few of those. Activities and experiences. So what did we cost on activities and experiences?
We only spent about £350.
In 3 months, £350. It's like we're so tight. Got to keep the wine fund going. No. There's a reason for that. We went on 2 nice fjord cruises.
We did. That was quite expensive. That was a big chunk of that budget.
Yeah. I went on a cable car when really, if I'd have known I could have walked up, I would have walked up.
Yeah.
That was about 40 quid or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was in Tromsø.
I went to a couple of castles, but they were relatively cheap.
We'd done the War Museum.
Yeah.
In Poland. That was relatively cheap for 2 of us.
You went to the KGB Museum in Tallinn.
And everything else we'd done was free. And that's what really struck us when we were together, was how much stuff you can do for free. Yeah? You do not have to spend a great deal of money going to these fancy places. Look back at that canyon video. Knock back and have a look at that.
What about the fort we went to as well?
Look at the fort we went to. What fort?
Skrolsvik Fort. There was all that old World War II fort. And
Yes.
I'm glad it was so memorable.
Yeah, so we spent a day at a fort. Half a day at a World War II fort, or Cold War fort as well.
Yeah.
We spent half a day in Estonia at a war museum. A memorial, should I say.
Yeah.
We went on a canyon tour. We'd done so many, a bear cave walk.
Yeah.
You know,
Norway and Scandinavia has so much scenery and beauty that you can spend an awful lot of time and no money doing these things.
I rode my bike to Nordkapp, having already been there. I rode my bike back there. You know, I got my bike out and rode it in the mountains. All things. We walked in the mountains.
Yeah.
You don't have to spend a great deal of money in those countries. When we went to Gdansk, didn't find that particularly expensive at all, did we? I mean, Gdansk was
No, and a lot of some of the experiences we did, like the Trollstigen Pass in Norway, it doesn't cost you anything to drive it.
No.
We stopped at the top, had a little walk around, cost nothing, but it's still the experience was there.
Yeah, so overall I don't think we spent a great deal of money at all on, you know, it's not like we were theme park riding and all that sort of stuff.
We spent less on experiences than we did on alcohol.
Ouch. That is a stat I don't want anyone repeating. So, what surprised us most? What surprised you most, Nikki, about our time away?
I think that Norway wasn't as expensive as I had heard it was going to be.
Yeah.
There were elements of it that were expensive.
What was expensive was weighed up by what wasn't expensive, if that makes sense. So yes, it was more expensive on food, but actually it was much cheaper because you could wild camp so often.
Yeah, and tolls were cheap.
Tolls were cheap.
Because there weren't that many toll roads that we actually travelled on.
Fuel wasn't as expensive as what we first thought. You know, so overall, I think that's what surprised us. When we decided that we wanted to do this trip for years and years.
Yeah.
Literally years.
When we had the opportunity to go.
Yeah, as soon as we had the opportunity, we knew we were going to go. We were both lucky to have excellent employers that allowed us to go on this trip and stay in work, which is, you know, that was our concern. If we retired and living on a really, really minimal income, Norway, we thought probably wouldn't be the place for us because it would be so expensive. But actually, if you're retired, I think you still can afford to do it because it wasn't that dear.
I think if you can afford to live in the UK, you can afford to go to Norway.
Right, so what was the total cost of the whole trip, 93 days, living in a motorhome for 3 months in Scandinavia, the Baltics, Eastern Europe, and a bit of Germany, and a bit of Holland, and a bit of Belgium? How much did we spend? Far away.
We spent just under £9,500, which doesn't include your travel costs back to the UK for work either.
No, they're separate. So 9,500, 3,200, 3,150 per month. It could have been cheaper.
Yeah, there are
Absolutely.
savings we could have made.
There's definitely a way that we could have done it cheaper. I think we probably wouldn't have moved on as much.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't have done 7,500 miles in 3 months. We might have done 7,500 in 6 months. So that would have brought the biggest cost down, which is fuel.
Yeah.
We would have done a lot more wild camping. So we would again.
Yeah, that would have saved
saved some money.
We wouldn't have eaten out as much because we wouldn't have gone in holiday mode.
Nikki might not have drunk as much. So.
Mister.
So that might have been a little bit cheaper. No, but overall, I think we could have got it cheaper. But I gave a budget of about 4,000 a month.
Yeah, so we were within our budget.
So we were within our budget. Now, don't judge us. Everyone's got their own challenges in life and their own budgets that they will spend. But I was speaking to someone yesterday who told me that their mum had gone for the cruise on Norway for 2 weeks, £10,500.
Yeah.
With no Wi-Fi. So we've done 3 months. We've done over 3 months.
And our budget allowed for the fact that we are still working and earning. So we were both earning whilst we were away. So we're not doing this on a retirement pension or anything like that. We still had an income that supported the costs of the trip.
Yeah, which we always, as I said earlier, that's why we chose to go when we went.
Yeah.
At this young age. 40, aren't you, babe? So that's about it, really. Final advice and tips. You'll make your own mind up. You'll choose your own path when you go. I hope you've enjoyed that adventure. It's been absolutely amazing to have people come along with us.
Yeah, it has.
Friends, family,
strangers,
work colleagues,
friends we haven't met yet.
Weirdos. You all know what bracket you fit into. And it's been an epic journey. The channel will continue because we've got bigger plans. We've got an announcement coming soon. And we've seen some really sad videos just recently, haven't we? Of people sharing their experiences for why they travel, people telling us what's happened to them, and they're our age. If you can do it, do it. If you can find a way to do it, do it. You don't have to have a motorhome to do it. You might not be motorhome people, but if you've got an opportunity, you can strike that opportunity. In my profession, I see it all the time. So many people saying or seeing so many people that wish they would have done it when they had health. Yeah? The free places to visit. The hospital tells you all about health. The prison tells you all about freedom. And the ground we walk on today is our roof tomorrow. So get out, enjoy it, do what you can.
Yeah, you don't know what's around the corner, so if you can get out there and do it, just do it.
Good night, everybody. Enjoy our upcoming videos. Wait for the big announcement. And we'll catch up with you soon.
Yep.
Sooner than you think.
To understand what life is, you have to visit 3 locations: the hospital, the prison, the cemetery. At the hospital, you will understand that nothing is more beautiful than health. In prison, you'll see that freedom is the most precious thing. At the cemetery, you will realize that life is worth nothing. The ground we walk on today will be our roof tomorrow. Live life to the fullest. You never know what tomorrow holds.